Welcome back to another episode here with your girls on Mindset Talks podcast, your
Hey
favorite
guys.
podcast, boom banging in the streets these days. Y'all, don't forget your girls can be found on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube,
Mm.
aside from your favorite podcasting platform, of course. All you got to do is type in Mindset Talks podcast, and you'll see these two lovely faces. That is, if you are currently viewing us, or you'll hear these two lovely voices for those of you who have not yet to see our faces. So go ahead, check out our pages, like, comment, share, subscribe. We have some good stuff there for you to check on out. But welcome back. We're here for another episode.
We sure are. Welcome, guys. Welcome, welcome. And I am all giggles over here because
Yes.
if y'all would just see the things that we do before we start these episodes, y'all would just be right
Oh,
there with us.
we don't have enough of the bloopers, I tell you. Not enough of the
We
bloopers,
don't.
but probably for our own good name's sake, because I feel like sometimes we're looking a little crazy or it's like, ooh, they wild. So yeah,
Definitely.
I don't really want the wrong perception of us out there. But I mean, is there really a wrong perception to have of us?
No, I don't think so. We're just, that's definitely the real and raw of us.
Right, right. Just unfiltered, uncut. But
Yeah.
I'm excited because your girl's always down for a good recap and reflection.
Well,
And
that's Amanda's thing, but
that's why I said girl, singular, because my girl
oh,
Cassie is not
yeah,
not
okay.
with me on that
Singular.
typically, but she's down for it for this episode though. So don't y'all worry.
I am.
She'll be engaging still, so you won't have to hear me chat the whole time. But
No, but that's because it
we
just makes sense though, and I'm cutting you off because it makes sense though, right? Like normally you want to like recap and like do all this reflection and like some like
mm-hmm.
random ass times and whatever, but like now is perfect because we are officially at the end of the year. This is our last
Yes.
episode for 2023. So
Yes.
what better way to celebrate that than to just go full force and look at what happened this year?
Exactly. And we have some pretty cool highlights, I think, for,
Yeah, definitely.
where we are in our journey. And, we're not anyone huge out there right now, but, for where we have started to where we are today and not really having a super huge plan on, how each year is going to go.
Right.
But we've had some pretty cool opportunities come our way.
Mhm.
One of them, which is I wanna say random for when it happened, but having another podcaster review our podcast,
Yes, that was definitely weird.
because it was so unexpected
Mhm.
but cool because it's like we've talked to like we have friends that we talk to that talk to us about our podcast,
Right.
but for someone who we don't know that doesn't actually know us and only listen to us to give us feedback and to just talk to the world about us
Yeah.
was like, whoa, this is like kind of odd. And it's like to hear someone say, yeah, Amanda is like this and Cassie is like, and it's like, what? What?
It was so weird, but it was really cool.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
definitely
don't know.
agree.
It was an unexpected cool thing that kind of, like, started us off this year. Because 'cause I'm if I
Mm-hmm.
remember correctly, it was pretty early on,
Yes.
and I remember just kinda being like, "What is this? Like, is this real? Like, is this,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, some."
Like April Fool's joke before April,
Yeah,
like,
something, but it was pretty cool. It was a real thing. Someone just liked to, review different podcasts or female podcasts at, like, certain times of the week or
yeah,
whatever, and so, I don't know, it was definitely an interesting experience and knowing that we're getting out there enough to where people are finding us to be able to do these things.
absolutely. And I think one of the hugest things is being contacted about broadcasting our show on the radio.
Yeah, that one definitely took us a minute to be like, "Okay, is this real?" Because who wants to put us
Man,
on the radio?
the amount of research we went through to just even be like, okay, is this legit? Because
Yeah, definitely.
we have not been proposed with anything like this before to this extent. And it's like, we're really
Huge.
about to be on the radio? Like,
Yes, like
yes, we're on podcasting platforms, which is a big thing too, but the radio too,
well, but that's something
like,
that, like, we produce, right? Like, anyone can do what we're
yes,
doing and put it on, like, Spotify or whatever. Like, it's not anything that's,
right,
like, hard or you have to pay for or,
right. Very easy to
whatever.
navigate.
But to have someone wanna put you on the radio, like, I can't just do that myself. You know what I mean? Like,
No.
someone has to think you're interesting enough to put you out
Yes.
there. So,
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. And it's literally expose your fat or get a wedge. That really was like, hey, we're interested in you. Oh, I would have thought we maybe would have had more criticism, like not so much positive feedback, especially with
definitely.
something with a title like that, where
Yeah.
it's just like expose your fat or get a wedge. And I can just picture, many people like, oh, these chicks and no respect for different size bods or something, I don't know. And it's just like, hey, I heard your episode, love the show, want to have you guys on this broadcasted on our radio station. What? Oh, thank you.
Us? Okay.
So, yeah, so that was pretty dope. That was a super, super major highlight. Just really grateful for a new opportunity, a new experience for sure.
Mhm.
And still being in it today, of course, and just seeing what more is to come. It just makes it even more exciting because it's like, okay, this is where we are now.
Mhm.
Where where else is this gonna bring us? Do you wanna tell our listeners and viewers what we've, like, accumulated so far with the radio?
Yes, I've been waiting to tell people because, well, for us, it's exciting. Well, to
Mhm.
anybody, I guess it's really kind of exciting.
Right, right.
Um, and we don't normally like, I don't know, talk about like certain things or whatever, I guess, when it
Mhm.
comes to this kind of stuff or I don't know, whatever.
Everybody's like, "Come on, Cassie, just get to the point. Get to the point."
But what's pretty cool is that this radio has actually opened up a huge audience and like doors that we haven't necessarily even like really thought of, I guess you can say, because
Right?
never in my mind would I ever think that that would like actually be a thing.
Mhm.
But ever since we've started being on the radio, and I guess we should just shout them out right now.
Yes. Hype
So
Media Global
yes,
and WDJY 99.1 FM. I know y'all hear us say it many times. You want to keep on hearing it.
you sure do. And for those of you that are actually listening to us on the radio right now, we just appreciate all of you guys for tuning in and listening because
Big
we
facts.
have at least 500,000 people that are listening to us on this radio station, which is
Oh,
wild.
so appreciated. Like, super grateful that y'all tune in, continue to tune in. Like, you ain't sick of us yet?
Right.
Okay. We got more. It ain't nothing.
We sure do, but that's why we always say too, right? Like whatever you guys want to hear us touch on, and we have a very wide range of topics that we'll talk about.
Mm,
So if it's
yes.
anything, make sure you guys are writing into us. We do have
Yes.
an email address. You can DM us. You can send
Mhm.
us a message on Facebook or whatever, um,
Yes.
and let us know because I'm sure me and Amanda won't shy away from talking about it.
We sure won't. You'll definitely find the links in our bios. And if you do want to email us, you can reach us at mindsettalkspodcast@gmail.com.
Hmm.
So go ahead and throw whatever you need to in there. If you want to show some love, we are here because I would say our radio listeners, we definitely can't really like get in contact with who you are, or like really see who you guys are when it comes to like Instagram and, other, I would say other platforms, you may be able to see like, oh, a user ID or, like a
Right.
name or something like that. So for the radio, not saying you should contact us and say, hi, I listened to your
I
podcast,
mean,
but
but you
like Cassie
can.
said, I know, but we would still reply to you. But, if you, like Cassie said, if you have anything you want to hear us touch on, definitely say something because we're here to talk about it. Ain't nothing but a thing.
Nope, not at all. So,
Yeah. What's really funny is that random thought, I always remember when I was newly working with Home Depot and there was a customer that needed assistance. So, you have to use the phone to talk on the overhead to, page someone, which has always been like my least favorite thing
I'm
ever.
sure.
And Like at a previous job, I used to never do it. And at this job, I couldn't avoid it.
Mm.
So I paged whoever the customer needed, and the customer was like, you would have a good radio voice. And it's funny, just now talking about the whole radio situation, I just like came back to that story in my mind, and I was
Well,
like,
there you go.
no, were they speaking that into existence? No.
I mean,
That
I
was
guess
literally
so.
years ago, like way before even thinking about a podcast. Like this is pre-COVID type of timing. So
Well, even when we were thinking about a podcast, we were never thinking we would ever be on the radio. Like, what
no,
the hell?
no, yeah, yeah. I don't know if that's being narrow-minded or not, but yeah,
I
that
think
wasn't,
so.
yeah, most likely. Yeah, but
I
here we
definitely
are.
think so. And also too, right, just being a little, like, inexperienced and just kind of, like, going with the
Hmm.
flow as we grow, just
Yeah,
really trying to learn and, like, figure that stuff out.
yes. But then also too now, the radio has also allowed us another opportunity with being able to sponsor the Magic Mind Elixir, which
Essentially,
is
yeah. We don't know how they found us.
right. Very true. Very, very true. Um, not that is actually a very good point. You know what? I didn't even connect the dots on that one.
You didn't? Because 'Cause I'm like, "We have no idea how they found us. I'm
I
just glad that you
didn't. I
did."
didn't. I just magically Magic Mind did it. I just magically put these two connections together and I said this is how and why. The end.
Okay, well, I'll take it. But yeah, that is also another amazing thing that has happened for us this year, and that is something that me and Amanda have definitely kind of like thought about is how do we go about getting sponsors for our podcast? And
Mhm.
this is just one that reached out to us. So clearly we're doing something right in getting our word out there and our show out there
Yes.
and stuff and getting people to notice us and think that we're good enough to do something like that. So, shout out to them because it's super exciting and they have an amazing product.
Yes. Good time to talk about it because I think it's a good time to talk about it.
Well, I guess it is a good time to talk about it because it's going to easily flow and roll into our next segment of this episode,
Woohoo.
which is all focused, well, not all focused about me, but a part of it is focused about me. And y'all know how your girl just cannot focus. And
Ooh.
I am just so, uh, I don't know. How do I say it? Like,
A
you,
little spacey at times? I don't know. I
okay.
was asking. It was there was a question mark there. There was a question mark.
A little question mark with a little like judgment too.
Not even I was asking. I just, I'm a real friend. I don't judge you. I accept you for who you are, spacey or not.
Sure. Um, but so, yes, I guess. But also you guys have heard me talk about like I just feel like I've been a lot of like brain fog lately.
Mm.
And that is why my word of 2023 was to be more intentional. Because I
Mhm.
just felt like I was kind of like just going through the motions and not really like focusing or like putting my mind to things that like I wanted to do and I wasn't like making, like plans and stuff like that. I was really just kind of like existing, I guess you can say.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so I wanted to make sure that I started to be a little more intentional with how I was moving and acting. And
Yes.
I'm glad that Magic Mind has since come into my life because it has certainly helped me be able to focus a little more
Mm.
than I have been. So thank you for helping me carry on my word for the year.
Yes. Maintaining.
Definitely appreciated. And I guess you can kind of contribute that to one of their ingredients, which I'm probably so going to murder this one because I definitely did before the episode. But thanks to Bacopa monieri, right? So this is a nootropic that improves your attention span, your ability to process and learn new information, and your memory. So, this is a key ingredient for your girl Cassie or
Yes.
anyone who is kind of like experiencing the same kind of symptoms that I am, because anything that you can take that's going to help improve your memory, all about it.
She's here for it. It's been a long running joke too for us,
Yeah,
right? With
here we go.
your memory
You don't
and
have
how
to get
much you
into that.
remember. I'm just saying it's been a long running joke. So I'm glad that we actually have Magic Mind here to be able to help affect that and make a difference. I'm not going to say it's going to make you remember every single thing that you forgot, but
No, but it will help.
it definitely allows you, like you said, to be more intentional. So
Yes.
I think that's a beautiful, beautiful, wonderful thing.
Yes, I definitely agree.
Very necessary. And you know what? You guys can now find it in the Sprouts farmers markets across the country. If you have a Sprouts store nearby, make sure you get down there and grab a few bottles to try. After you're hooked, you can get a subscription with us up to 50% off at magicmind.com/mindset talks pod. So it just ends at the pod, y'all. There's no cast, just the pod. All right. And we do have a code here with Mindset Talks 20. So Mindset Talks, that will be plural, the number 20. Put that on in there, get your code, and get yourself a discount because who don't love a good discount?
Um, I sure love a discount and 20% off, I will take it.
Girl, please. Yes, and thank you. I can't stand when people are like, oh, this discount is only this much, but is it a discount?
Right? Like, you still get something off, even though some places will, like, change their prices and then you'll
Hmm.
still pay the same thing, but not here.
Right. Wasn't that Target for Christmas or something? Black
Yeah, I
Friday?
think so, something like that. They be trying to
Shady.
play people,
Yeah, I don't like that.
those big
I don't like it at
businesses.
all.
Yeah.
No. You know, it's funny with just thinking about being intentional. I personally feel like your word should have been a word that I worked on for this year because
Well, there you go.
I felt like I could have used that just with different things I'm doing, but I feel like mentally your word of being intentional this year is going to be in the back of my mind for next year.
Mm,
Um and not due to anything you may or may not have done with it, but I just feel like it is a good word and I think it would be something good for me to utilize next year, going into the new year. I do have my word that I had picked for 2023,
okay, remind the people.
fearless.
Oh, that was this year, huh? It's been a long year.
Girl, it's been a long year, but it went by fast. I don't know how to feel
It
about
has
it.
been a long ass year. I don't know why I was thinking that was last year, but last year was peaceful? Peace.
Yeah, last year was peaceful. This year's fearless. I was not fearless. I don't think I was fearless in
No?
many or any endeavors this year. I honestly think if I was truly fearless, I would have made a very big change in my professionalism or in my career
Mhm.
aspect. Um, and I didn't. And I've had a lot of inner conflict with that, right? I still kind of have an inner conflict with that. So I
Yeah.
think if I would, I think that is a big opportunity I could have used with using the word fearless. So
Mhm.
I want to say I failed. I failed this year, but you know what? I can be a bit hypocritical and say that I've always been fearful at failing and I failed this year, so maybe I was not fully fearful and I was actually fearless.
What? No.
uh,
Just stop. No.
I tried it. I tried.
Yeah,
I
no,
wanted to
it
make
didn't
my
work.
word work somehow, but
No.
like I said, I failed it this year. I was not able to um be fearless in ways that I felt like I was actually being fearless because I'm sure there's something that I've done that other people may have been fearful to do and I
ATVs.
could have executed it. What you say?
I said ATVs.
Okay, sure. Uh,
Give me that
so yeah.
because I no.
All right. So I'm ATVing, and that's something that some people are fearful of. And I was very fearless in doing so. It was actually pretty true because there were some hills I went up and down, and I could not see what was on the other
I
side
was
as
gonna
I was
say,
going
didn't
up.
you? Yeah.
Yeah, it was, yeah. But I mean, I personally, that's just personal joy for me. So
Mm.
I'll have to pick something good for next year. And I honestly think that whatever I pick, because I feel like I still need to like go into the new year and then pick my word.
You think that's and you think an extra week's gonna help you figure that out?
Yeah, give me a little more time to reflect and really decide on what I want to focus on for the next year.
Yeah, I hear
That's
you.
like, I feel like it's a good plan to have, not saying the plan's gonna be well executed or anything, but I think going into the new year with a plan,
Mhm.
I think would be a good start and, you know, see where it goes from there.
Yeah, no, I agree with you because I also need some extra time because as you, I feel like I have horribly failed at my intentional word this year because it's only recently that we've had this great Magic Mind product in our lives. And so I
Mhm.
might need to take a little bit more before I'm fully focused and intentional, like
Okay.
where I need to be, although it is getting me in the right direction.
Yes.
Um, but so I have no idea what word I'm going to be choosing to go into 2024 with because
Yeah.
that would what word am I looking for? That would mean, I guess, that I am being intentional because if I'm being intentional, then I should intentionally already be planning and knowing what my word is to go into 2024 with. So,
Yeah. It's all a
I
catch. It's all a
just
catch.
don't know. It really is. It's tough and
Uh,
it's hard to like there's so many things that we always have to work on, right? So it's like how do you just kind of pick
Shoot.
like one word just to focus on? I don't know.
I think it's just a matter of us being mindful,
Mm,
because I was going there, um, on what word can be applied to the different aspects of our lives and be beneficial within each of those areas.
hmm. Yeah, I guess because the first year that we did this, I feel like did really good at that one.
Oh, you did. You were killing it. You was over here, little social butterfly.
Yeah, yeah,
Mhm.
not so much this year,
She's like, "Yeah."
but I did it for the year that I was intending to do it on, so that,
Yeah,
I get something for that, but, really don't know, and I feel like there's a lot of great things in store in 2024,
same.
but
That's
I
crazy.
just
I feel the same way.
don't really know, like I don't know. But
How to pick
but
it.
the thing too, like, right? I don't know how much you think, although I feel like you probably do, but because this year was an odd year, I feel like it's just kind of like, "Meh," and, like, next year's an even year, so it's gonna be like, "Okay, this is about to be a bomb year," and just because it's even.
I used to think like that. I honestly gave that up years ago. I used to be so much of like the don't leave the volume on an odd number and put it on an even number.
Oh
Like I
god, I'm
used to
still like that.
see, I had to give that up because for whatever reason I've come to like the number 7. I come to like the number 1. But that's a spiritual thing within me, so that's just why.
Mhm.
But I can't say I feel the same about 2024 being a better year because it's 24. Um, I just personally feel like after a long year, feeling like I've really had no accomplishments this year, I've really had no achievements, and I don't really have anything outside the podcast, right? I'm talking about just personally myself.
Girl, it
Uh,
was your first full year at being a mama.
that's true, but that's being someone's mom. That's not, like personally for myself.
Girl, that's a lot of growth personally.
It is, and it's funny because I talk about this with my boyfriend a lot, where it's like there are so many things that are for him, for us, and for our family and for our daughter. But when it comes to just myself,
Mhm.
even the podcast, that's you and I. It's still not something just me.
Yeah.
So for me, it's really been like, it's the end of the year. So, I'm doing all my reflecting. And it's like, damn, I don't really like have I for me and only me, nothing I have to share with anybody
Mhm.
that I feel like I can be like celebratory about. So,
Mm.
you know, I've just recently gotten back into working out and I think that's just
I'm
kind of
trying.
huh?
I'm trying to.
Yeah, well, just do it because that's what we've been doing. Just do something each day. It doesn't have
Mhm.
to be a lot. But I think for me, that's where I'm going to be jumping back into my something for me because we all know your girl love to work out. Like ain't nothing like a hot body toddy mommy, okay? So
No, I've always been jealous of your arms until the day
I
that I
can't stand
die.
I cannot
My
stand you
goal
talking about my arms.
is to get my arms to look like yours.
So, I'm trying to hopefully have a word that can be used in that health fitness aspect of my life, but also benefits in other areas. And I'll have something to celebrate about next year that is just for Amanda, not for Amanda and or we us.
Yeah.
It's just me. I just want a little something to myself. Y'all gotta remember I'm an only child now from my mama, so this is a lot, you know. I usually have a little bit of something to myself. So
Yeah. Well, and you should, right? Like, it keeps
hmm
anybody sane. You have to
right.
find those things for yourself, you know? You can't get consumed in everything else because then everything else isn't gonna be there forever. So it's like when it is just you, then what?
Exactly. Yeah,
So,
you have to be able to just kind of shift and manage. So but no,
yeah.
I definitely look forward to next year though. I can feel your vibe on next year being a good year. Not for the same reason of why next year is going to be a good year,
Yeah.
but I definitely feel the vibe. I feel really excited about it, and I just feel like I have some good endeavors on the way for my family
Mhm.
next year, and I personally feel the same around our podcast, where um, you know we always have like highs and lows, right? And I feel like we're gonna have a few good more high moments next year where we're gonna be this time next year like, yo, y'all won't
Mark
believe
our
the year
words.
we had, right? Y'all won't believe the year we had. So I always feel really good around the new year time, and it always gives me like something. It makes me feel motivated and it gives me something to look forward to.
Gotcha. Well, that's good. I don't know if I have the same thoughts as, like, oh, it just being the new year, like, I'm ready or whatever, just because
Hmm.
to me, it's another day.
Yes,
Um,
technically.
but I definitely admire the fact that you kind of already have this idea and, like, concept of, like, what your, like, goal is, I
Hmm.
guess.
Hmm.
Because if you were to ask me that question right now, I really don't have any idea at all whatsoever. So I feel like I'm gonna be struggling for a while to figure out what the hell my word is going to be.
Yeah,
Because I don't want to repeat words I've used in the past.
true. Yeah, but we should also pick easier words.
I mean, I don't think intentional is that hard.
It's
I just,
not.
I
It's
don't know.
not. It
Well, it
because
was
all
for
you have to
me.
do is just do it. But
Right.
what's something that I can apply that I can just naturally easily do? Smiley. Hey.
I guess. But then you're not really putting in work, right? Like
No,
you're
you're
just
not.
kind of, yeah.
I mean,
So.
unless it turns out to be a shitty year and then you really have to force yourself to smile, but no one's looking forward to that. So
No. Those are not the vibes we're giving for 2024, cut it out. Oh, man.
my bad. I couldn't help myself. It just always always gotta have a moment. But yeah, so we're gonna get back to y'all on those words of the year. And if y'all actually have maybe some good ideas on some words, I wouldn't
Mhm.
mind a suggestion or two. I'm sure Cassie wouldn't either. Give us a
No.
little something more to think about, open our perspective, and think outside the box.
Yeah, because I really don't even have a
She's like
like
starting on a blank piece of paper over here. Like,
I'm really trying to think, I'm like, "Well, since I failed so bad at intentional, maybe I could just use that one again," but I feel like that would be kinda boring, so I don't know.
instead of intentional, I'm gonna be intentionally.
Stupid.
Turn to adverb.
I don't know
But
about all that.
yeah, sorry. I just like pictured like you processing, like trying to process what your word is going to be, and it just makes you think of like when you print something and then the ink just doesn't, like, you ran out of ink and nothing shows, and it's just like, damn, blank sheet. It's just the analogy I have for thinking about you and trying to get this word.
No, I wasn't really, thinking about that, but you saying that, yeah, I would agree.
My analogies don't always work, but I felt like I had to say that
Mm.
one because it felt
No,
very
that one makes sense
applicable.
when you actually, like, kind of, visualize it.
Yeah, yeah,
That's
yep.
what's going on over here. Ah, man, the
Do
struggle.
you so now I do want to jump back real quick to just recapping
Okay.
on our year of podcasting this past year.
Mhm.
Did you happen to have any like favorite episodes or episodes that stuck out to you the most?
Well, definitely one that we've already talked about and covered, which would be expose your fat or get a wedge, because I am still to this day very irritated at the fact that everything's a fucking bodysuit and
Yes.
a crop top. Like, hello, people. Can we go back to normal clothes, please? Because I'm tired of squeezing in my fat poking out of sides of everything.
Oh my gosh. Or everything is super baggy. It's like the
Yeah, there's
extremes. It's super
no
tight or like super baggy. And it's like I hate the look of I've never liked really baggy jeans to be completely honest. Like
no.
cinched on the waist but big ass pants legs. No. I'm all
Yes.
set.
And can we please make leggings solid? Like,
Oh my gosh, yeah, good solid fabric and not show your butt crack and your pantyhose and
no.
everything in between.
And then did I share that? I don't think I shared that with the people.
I don't think you
If
did.
you're gonna be wearing see-through leggings, y'all, make sure that you're not wearing boy short underwear with words on your butt.
Oh my
That's all
gosh,
I'm
because
gonna
we
say.
can read it.
Yeah,
Just saying.
we can, and we
Unless
will.
you're intentionally trying to display that message.
Oh, man.
That's the
Mm,
worst.
yeah, it really is. So I don't know, I guess that those 2 episodes would be my favorite for 2023. I'm trying to think about, like, what other ones that there are. We had You Go Girl, which I think was a good one too.
Hmm.
Um, and what about you?
I honestly didn't think about what would be my favorite, to be completely
How
honest
you
with
gonna
you.
ask me and you don't even have one?
So I didn't honestly think about which one was my
I
favorite.
get you.
Um, I can say a fun one for me was definitely the Married at First Sight review.
Uh-oh. You didn't hear that, did you?
No.
Okay. People might have heard some things
Oh
in
my
my mic.
goodness. Cassie's
No, it's
having a
something
moment over here.
that was something bad. I'm looking at our YouTube channel, and one of the videos started playing in my headphones.
Oh my gosh.
So the people might have heard that. But yeah,
Hey, just a little sample for what you can find on YouTube. No biggie.
no
Yeah,
big
no,
deal.
I would say what was fun was definitely doing like the Married at First Sight reviews, especially that one season with
Oh God.
Chris and Paige, the
Mhm.
Atlanta one. That I would definitely say was fun because we don't usually talk in depth about shows like that because we don't usually watch the same things and talk about
Right.
it. So it was like, it brought me back to like ABC Family Days and watching shows back then and
Yeah.
talking about them but in the adult
Mhm.
version now.
Right.
So that I always enjoy. That was just a good one and there was a lot of passion in that episode. So
There was.
um I think not necessarily fun, but it was um I guess an experience like sharing the whole genetic situation really. I know
Yes.
that was starting from last year going into this year, but
Mhm.
being able to just share a final product with the people and just have that experience out there, I think that was really nice. But in general, I just enjoy our episodes. Like, yeah, we have moments where we just have like shitty ass audio and things don't really or technical difficulties, which probably was like the first quarter of the year, but no big deal. Um,
Shut up.
real life things. Listen to our
Uh,
episodes later in the year.
yeah.
But so it's for me, I do honestly mean that it's hard for me to pick a favorite.
Mhm.
I'm sure if I like went through and recapped everything, I'll be like, oh, this one. But the same way as you, like, yeah, I say I have one and then I start listing more episodes. So it's not really just
Right.
like one favorite. But I will say one episode that still sticks today
Uh-oh.
is of course I don't have the name of our episode, like shame on me, right? But the smacking her ass once a day keeps her happy.
Oh. Yeah, I don't remember if maybe that was Love Letters, I think.
Yeah.
Uh,
Boyfriend's been
I would have
smacking
to
my
look.
ass all day today. So
Well, you're
he's
welcome.
like, oh, it's 9 o'clock. And I'm like, yeah. He goes, oh, you're gonna be working and sitting for the next few hours. Let me go ahead and get ahead on this.
I love it. Keep it up, because I know you're listening.
Oh my gosh. I was like, that was Cassie that said that, right? Like it didn't necessarily apply to all, but I ain't mad about it. It's
You
fine.
like it, so stop it.
Listen, I didn't
Before
say
he
I was
stops,
mad.
and then you're like, "Where's
I
my
didn't
ass
say I was
snack?"
mad about it. I'm gonna back that thing up. Excuse me. Beep beep. No, and then, it's even better when
Yeah.
you start working out and your booty get all juicy and it's like, "Oh my gosh, okay." So, yeah, okay. Anyways, um,
Yeah.
yeah. So, yeah, that episode I would definitely say was, another one that stuck, but,
Yeah.
you know,
Good ones.
a lot of good ones, just hard to choose ones. Definitely was awkward, and I know you understand recording by yourself too, so, yeah,
Yeah.
it was a good year for us, though. Good year.
Yeah, I think so too. And, I'm curious to see if any of the listeners have a favorite episode, or
Mm,
quote or,
mm.
something crazy that we've done this year because we would love to hear it and get your feedback because I feel like we do a lot of weird things here.
A lot, damn, girl.
Uh,
Some weird things maybe, but a lot.
I mean, just because it's just us, like it's our relationship. Like we just have like a very unique back and forth, I guess.
We do. We
Yeah,
do. I wouldn't change it for the world,
I wouldn't either.
even if you are annoying. But hey, I annoy you back, so
Right back at you,
that's real
girl.
love. That I'm gonna say that's real love. That's real love. Only real friends. Your friend ain't a real friend if you don't ever get annoyed by them at any point. If you just love them all the time and think they're the absolute best and there's nothing wrong with them, as in like they don't have any flaws, terrible. Just
Yeah,
terrible.
definitely. Especially if y'all been friends for as long as we have, because
Right.
shit will go down.
Right. Right. Thank you.
Ah, yeah.
Oh. Let me stop before I get all mushy gushy because Cassie don't like that either. So just gonna go ahead and wrap this episode on up because you know how we do. I'll go
Mhm.
on all night long with y'all. This episode gonna
Mm,
be 10 hours long,
sure will
and
until I
we
start
can't
yelling
keep
at
y'all
you.
here forever. We can't keep
No.
y'all here forever. So, Cassie, any last words for our last episode of the year?
Oh man, just once again, thank you guys for always tuning in and listening to us rant and ramble all the time. We certainly appreciate it, all the love and support we receive from you guys. So just make
Yes.
sure that you guys continue to keep listening in because with all the growth we've had this year and since we've started, God only knows where we'll be this time next year. So,
So excited to see.
yes.
Beautifully said. Thank you, my lovely, most favorite co host ever. And until next time.
Bye, guys.